Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it.
Hello, I'm Pranav from SAT Programming, and this is a list of top 10 things that will make working on a Mac so much easier. Okay, for this first tip, we'll be talking about the caffeinate command. If you're like me, then you've tried to install something off the web or in the App Store that will take a really long time to download, like a Steam game or maybe an application. Now, the common thing to do would be go into System Preferences and change your display settings and Energy Saver to turn on to Never. That's really bad, however, because that just kills your battery, as shown here. So we're just going to cancel that, change it to 15, because that's my norm. But yeah, if you forget to change it back afterwards, it's really annoying and it just kills your battery life. So there's a really easy fix to this. So not many people use this if you're just a home user, but there's an app called Terminal that you can enter by clicking the little magnifying glass or hit Command space on your keyboard. When you get here, you want to click, it'll just show this random window. And if you've never used Terminal before, it's really simple. All you need to do is spell caffeinate, or just type it in, spelling it right, because I messed up on that, and then -D. This part isn't necessary, but all this does is just makes it so everything on your desktop is overridden. So for example, if it's like, okay, the Mac gets to sleep every 15 minutes, that was my setting, right? This basically overrides it, so the moment I hit enter, as you can see, it's just caffeinated right now, which in these brackets mean that the command is now running. These two brackets right here. However, what this does mean is it's basically doing the same thing as going into your system preferences and changing the systems to never, except it doesn't actually do it. So if we go, it won't actually do it. And the nice thing about it is that all we need to do is just X this out and we'll be good. So now if we click this X, it says, do you want to terminate running processes in this window? And if we click terminate, then we're just done. Caffeinate's off now. So yeah, that's tip number 1. Okay, this next tip is called the finger gestures. And you can find a list of all the gestures that we will be doing in System Preferences, but I'll show you that later. Finger gestures are gestures that you can use on the trackpad, and it makes working on a Mac really easy. For example, the app switcher. It'll switch you from desktop to desktop. And it's super simple, so instead of having to just click the application, having you just sent there, just scroll with this. Very simple. To do it, all you need to do is take 3 fingers, doesn't matter which 3 honestly, but I like to use the index, ring, and middle. And you can just swap through every tab, just scroll. This next one I use just as much. It's called the scroll. Many people just scroll using the scroll bar on the side, but I find it especially easy if you just use these 2 fingers, or any 2. Just take 2 fingers and just scroll through the page at your own pace, reading everything and anything, just if you find something interesting, it's just very simple to just place your fingers there and scroll. The next gesture is called take your 3 fingers again, but instead of scrolling left or right, scroll up. And now you have a list of everything you've been using. If you don't like something, you can just delete it. And you can also add more desktops to give you more workspace. You can see everything running on your computer, and you have control of everything this way. Same way, you can also scroll down with your 3 fingers to view all the applications in a desktop. So like if I were to full screen that, and I had a bunch of tabs, if I just scroll down, you can see I have 2 of my minimized search tabs for Google Chrome, as well as my main page. These next couple gestures you can only do by going into a photo in Preview, or any photo editing app. I don't use any of these, by the way, since I'm not a photo editor. But the first one is called rotate. You can just use 2 fingers and just rotate in the general direction you want to rotate in. I mean, I figure it's going to be very handy for people. You can also zoom in by pinching with 2 fingers. And you can also smart zoom by double tapping with 2 fingers. Very handy. Once again, you can find a list of every gesture that I've mentioned, also more, in System Preferences. Just go into System Preferences and click on the trackpad option, and you have a list of every single gesture that I've listed, and even more. You have the notification center, which all you do is just slide in from the side, and you see that? It's very handy, except I don't use it. It's very simple, you know. I'd figure that many people could make work on Mac so much more easier by using gestures. Okay, this next tip I find very easy and simple. It's called the split screen tip, or split screen. This is it. So let's just say that you're reading an article and typing an essay. This is very handy. So like you're typing your essay while scrolling through your article. And maybe you want to copy and paste something. Like, oh, look, one suggestion is different, blah, 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 blah. Let's just say this is a very important pretext to my essay. I can just copy it and paste it into my thing and then, works cite it. Or just copy it. The way how you do this is very simple. In fact, I'm going to teach you how to do it right now. What you need to do is you have to have these 2 tabs. Now, you could just have them starting like this. So basically one tab is next to each other. You just drag it out, and now you have these tabs like this. And then you use the gesture that we talked about in the last tip, the swipe up with 3 fingers gesture, and you just drag the one window on top of the other. And it multitasks. Now you can scroll through your thing while typing your essay. It's very simple, and it's a very easy trick that I use very frequently. Many people who find either just watching a video while typing or maybe even just researching while typing, this is a very easy and simple trick that I think everyone should know about. This next tip is for the people who like to send messages on their Mac. I have WhatsApp on mine because I like typing, but there are other people who iMessage on their Macs, and the possibilities are endless. But some people would like to use emojis, to just type. Like, if you just see lol in your chat history, I don't think many people will be like, it's hard to determine the expression. However, let's just say that I'm going here into Google Docs, and I am going to, let's just go into a new search tab. I'm not multitasking right now, so I'm just going to do that. Let's just X out all those too, because we don't need those. That's for a later day. Right now, however, let's just say I'm searching up, or let's just say I'm going to type lol. We're going to get a lot of search results. Oh yeah, right, I forgot about that. It stands for that too. But lol emoji, let's say. There. Let's just say we want to type to our friend that emoji. I'm just going to pretend that I'm texting someone through this notes thing. I'm just going to pretend that I'm searching or typing to my friend. I'm like, lol. One way I could do it is to just go on the internet and copy and paste it from a website. But no one wants to do that because that's so confusing. An easier way to do it is to hit Control, Command, and Space at the same time on your keyboard. And what you will be brought with is just this emoji tab. This is what you'll see first. That's very handy because then you can just simply scroll through, hit a bunch of emojis, and that's all neat. However, let's just say I'm going to do that. And let's just say I'm going to use this. But there's other things that I also want to add, maybe a special character. Or I want to see the description of the emoji. You do that, and then there's this little command calendar button. You have a frequently used tab, and then you can go through every single emoji tab, but you also have some special arrows, special stars and bullets, currency symbols, Latin characters, etc., etc. You could literally do as much as you want with this. But in the emoji tab, also you might have noticed, if you click on an emoji, it'll actually tell you the description of what it's supposed to be. So many people would argue that this emoji here is a crying emoji, but I think it's a sleeping emoji, and yes, it is a sleeping emoji. Many people have told me that's a crying emoji, and I think it's a sleeping emoji. Proved it. But, you can just find all the descriptions that Apple has set right here. You could call it an emoji dictionary. Kind of like the Pokédex, but for emojis. Okay, this next tip I find very cool because I just like the looks of it. But some people work late into the night because they have an important project or something. Or maybe you're just going to do this because it looks cool. But there's actually a way that you can actually darken the dock and the menu bar up here. You might have seen me using it for like this entire video, but I turned it off just now so I can show you how to turn it on. Basically, you just go into your system preferences, or just search it up by clicking Command Space and then searching System Preferences. And you would basically go into here, and then go into your General, and check this first box here, or whatever box in whatever update you're using. It'll say Use Dark Menu and Dock, and you'll get this. I like it, and it's pretty, cool and everything. Also, there's a ton of other settings here that you can edit, and that's up to you, because everything here makes your Mac look cool. Okay, for this tip, I think you might have noticed this because I was using this for like the entire video as well. The highlight. My highlight is not the normal shade of blue. It's a very, what do you call it? Very, bright color. And I just like it that way. But some people, some people just don't like the normal highlight. If you're fine with it, then, whatever. But some people really care about the style of their highlights. And I'm not really one of them. I just like the highlight with cool colors. But some people are just not satisfied with the normal colors, and I think Apple understood that because they added a way to change this. The way color the highlight, or the color of the highlight, I don't know what I said. The way you do this is you go into your system preferences by command spacing or just clicking that bar and searching up system preferences. Click the general, and there's actually a lot of cool features in this general area. And I think that it's pretty cool that they did this, but right under what we did earlier, the dark menu and bar thing, the next drop option is a highlight color. It's usually clicked on this. But I went to the other section and I selected a color. Now you can do any color you want, anything. I just changed it to that color because I think it's pretty cool. It matches my background even. And now when you highlight, that's a new color. And you can change it. I'm not going to actually change it because last time I did that I lost the color that I liked and it was very annoying to try and find it. I didn't even get the color back. I like to get it somewhere, maybe right there. Maybe. I'm not going to be able to find the color I liked, but I want it to be there and there. Oh my god, change friend. Keeps changing back to whatever it was. There's no save option either, so. Anyway, yeah, that's how you change it. The highlight color. Okay, this next step has to do with researching, again. So, let's just say I'm researching on tea and I found a really cool sentence that I think is cool. Like the Chinese character for tea, that thing. Let's just say I want to copy that. You're going to need an open desktop space or something. Basically what you do is you highlight, and if you don't know how to highlight for some reason, it's just hold, when you hover near text, the little word thing comes where here you just highlight over the word by pressing and holding over, copy it by either right-clicking or Command-C'ing, so either right-clicking and clicking copy, or Command-C, whichever one, and you can paste it into a document. But if you want just a quick way just to reserve some text, then there's a cool way to do it. You can highlight the text, and then you can actually drag it onto your desktop, and it saves as a file. And when you go into the file, it says exactly that. You can't change it or anything. It's just there. And this makes it pretty cool, so you can actually always have a little quote here. And if you don't know if you're going to use it or not, then you can use it for later, but there's lots of ways you can actually use that. It's a very creative way of saving things that you think you might need for later, or something that you think is cool. Okay, this is the very last tip of this top 10 list, but it's a very cool tip. And once again, this is just for looks, obviously. But many of you may have noticed, but if you didn't, then that's okay. In the little side that I have right here, in the little, on my little side, you see that I have these two little icons. One looks like Instagram and one looks like a very, compressed YouTube logo. Those are actually my folders. If I enter this little Instagram, there's no folder in here, but this other thing is actually my YouTube channel stuff. In here is all my videos, all my pictures that I've been using, everything. Now, people might be fine with this little normal YouTube folder, the normal little folder icon they gave you, but some people are not okay with that. People just want something unique. The way you do this is, first you got to get an image that you like. I actually have an image, but you can get whatever image you want. If you want it to be like a clipped corner like this, then you're going to want a PNG. Otherwise, it'll have weird white corners. So for this first one, I guess we're just going to use, I'm going to have to actually get a picture, I just realized. Let's just go in here and search up PNG pictures. See what we get. That's not a PNG. We could use Mario, or Facebook, or that line, or any of those pictures. Let's use Mario, because Mario's Mario. Crap. Let's just save that, not open that in a new tab. Go away. I said go away. Let's see. Where did you go, friend? Where did it go? Oh, it's lagging. It's because I did that, isn't it? Whatever, let's just minimize that for now. Go into my other browser and search up PNG images. Voila, we got more of the same pictures, because that's what we need. We're going to go to this Mario again. I'm going to save image as small Mario. That's good enough. And voila, we got it. So I'm also going to create a new folder that I'll be deleting later, called the all about, if I can spell, Mario. That's Mario. I said Mario. Okay, all about Mario. Now, if you can't read, then you would have no idea this has anything to do with Mario. So if I want this Mario to be on there, dragging it would just put Mario in there, but I don't want that. So first things first, you gotta open Mario up in preview by double tapping or just right clicking and opening. And you get this huge Mario file. Now you can hit Command A on your keyboard and you'll see this little dotted line thing appears all around him. Or you can just go into Edit, making sure Preview is selected. And then you click Select All right there. And just kind of copy it, or you can just go into Edit and then copy. And then you're done with Mario. You can just leave him there. Next, we're going to have to use this little folder right here. What we're going to do is we're going to right-click it by right-clicking it or whatever you do. You just now go to the Get Info, which is in the right-click menu, and you get this little info that's all about Mario info. All this stuff down here is just gibberish that we don't need to worry about, unless you're concerned about the size. But What we need to worry about is this little thing up here. The date it was created, the name, and the little folder. If you click the folder, you'll realize that this little blue border appears around the folder. That's what we want. After that, we either right-click and click paste, which you can't do, so you're going to have to do something else. You go onto your keys, click Command and V. And as you see, this little condensed Mario appears on the folder. That's actually kind of cool. I want to keep that. As you can see, it kind of looks like a game. But, oh crap, this is trying to download. Whatever, we'll just force quit it. Oh crap. Also, this is just a bonus tip. If you don't know how to force quit, just click the Apple logo. Go into force quit. But yeah, whatever.